Okay, so the first one says, do any of our research challenge participants get discounts on the CFA exam? No, unfortunately. However, for those of you who've participated in the research challenge, you're aware that when you do that, first your graders are part of the industry experts. The faculty are usually people you've worked with other than the faculty, so your judges, your mentors, etc. So my experience is people who've been in the research challenge tend to get absorbed faster into the market. That's my personal experience. Even at the point when I was recruiting, that was what was happening. Talking about exams, question here asked, how many semesters do you need to take the exam? Well, as you heard, it takes 300 hours, so minimum. So assuming you put 5 hours a day, for how many days do you want to read? 6 days? 6 days a week, it's going to take you at least 10 weeks to get through the curriculum. If you're then also joining the Strathmore course and you're doing the course as well in the evening, you will then definitely need more time. So if you're to ask me, I'd say a minimum of at least 6 months. When I did the exams, the latest you could start studying is January to be able to do the June exam. In terms of the cost, I've actually got the figures here. So the cost itself is about an initial registration of about $450 US. You then have the early bird rate, which is cheap at $650 if you make it. And finally, the cost, if you need hard copy, will then be an additional $150. So roughly, you're working with that $100,000 minimum to just do the course itself for every exam at every level. And at every level, there's approximately 10 courses. So you'll get at least 6 or 7 books being shipped to you. But you can get through them. I did. Okay, I think I've answered those ones. Is investing only about working with people or stocks and bonds only? To be honest, I haven't done any investments for the last, could very easily be 10 years. As Patricia. I have been running a team of over 60 people, so I was a manager for the last 4 years. Before that, I was in marketing. And right now, those of you who are in Daystar, I'm actually studying psychology. So CFA can take you to any place. And the reason I'm doing psychology is if you talk to anyone about money, more often than not, there's going to be an issue. They either buy too many shoes. Is that familiar? Yeah. So to help me understand why people buy too many shoes, I'm doing psychology. Okay, let's see. Does having an ACCA provide you with an advantage? Honestly, I don't think so. It probably makes your level 1 finance a bit easier, but other than that, no. As I said, finance, what else was there? Geography, history, the panel that you had, there was no hardcore investments. So if you're worried about doing the 16 papers of actuarial exams, I thought this was an easy alternative, but it took as long as probably the other one would. Okay, next one. Does your management risk speak more on CAPM? Someone is clearly reading economics. CAPM, for those who don't know, is Capital Asset Pricing Model. Shall I be honest? I honestly haven't seen this applied in the market, but you will study it when you're doing level 1. That is the answer. And for those of you who'd like, is it called Modigliani? That one. I can see relations here. Yes, you will study all those things, but you may not use them, at least initially. Okay, let's see, what's an interesting one here? It says, my question is about the absorption rates within Africa for CFA professionals. Many countries have problems ranging from corruption and bad governance, and does the Institute have a benchmark where CFA has been used to influence the decisions? The answer is yes. And the reason CMA is here is we work very closely with the regulators around these policy issues. So we are promoting that as ethics is being promoted in our country, that the CFA takes an increasingly more important role. Okay, what do you advise a person who wants to work in their own business to venture in as a course between, I even have options, A, investment, B, economics, 3, real estate, and how about one who seeks employment in the job market? Okay. My answer to all those is kindly do not take the CFA if you don't plan to work in the industry. It is a lot of hard effort. Please be sure you want to use it. You know, don't be a person who wants to be a doctor and you somehow stumble in to do CFA. No, no, no. But to answer this, I think all the above, whether you do investments, economy, or real estate, they all tie in at some point. If you talk to Elizabeth Nkuku at Saiton, for example, she is a CFA and she's doing real estate. Now, final question, how has CFA tailored its syllabus to fit the Kenyan economy? The CFA syllabus is global, and that's the advantage of having the CFA. Any country you go to, if I remove my card and I say CFA, there is no doubt whatsoever that between Paul and I, we are equal. And that's the power of the designation. It makes you an equal on the global market. So it is not Kenya specific. So that's why you have to do the ISIFA and the rest of the courses that are Kenya specific.